Hi guys, it's Tara. Welcome back to my channel. So today I thought we'd have some fun with our Stash Your Cash, Use Your Stash day. I've got here some black cardstock and a bunch of old eyeshadows, some finger daubers, and let's get started. We're gonna make some fun journal card backgrounds. Make sure you have a few stamps with you. You can use the wood stamps. I think the clear stamps will work also. I'm going to try both. I only tried the wood stamp, the wood backed, stamps, the rubber stamps before, but I'm sure these will work fine too. And your inks, I'm going to use permanent inks, and let's get started. Okay, so what I was thinking about was what could I use to make something fun, and I thought about a video I saw like a year ago. I mean, when I very first started playing with all of this, and I had seen a girl using eyeshadows doing something else, but I was like, oh my gosh, I could use those for so many things. Well, I never did, and I have tons. I mean, okay, I'm not lying, kids. This is just one. This is a bag that I brought out of a box of makeup that I have from, yeah, so you can see lots and lots of eyeshadow little things here, and then don't judge me. It's from my whole life. I have eyeshadow in there from when I was 15. But then here's some of our palettes, and yeah, so I thought we would take our black cardstock. I think you could probably, yeah, totally use white cardstock as well. And you could make it tags, journal cards, pockets. This is just for background paper. You could use an entire sheet of paper. I mean, don't limit yourself to what I'm doing right now. I just thought this would be easy way to play and have some fun with it. But yeah, totally try whatever comes to your mind and see if it works. If it doesn't work, it didn't hurt that you tried, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and get a few eyeshadows out here that I think might look good together, and we're gonna play. So I already have, let's see, I don't have a red, and I don't have, okay, I'm good, because I'm gonna be using my daubers up, and I didn't want to mess them up if, I had them already messed up. So, okay, these are, you're gonna take your eyeshadow, and you're just gonna begin to swirl it onto your page, okay? We're just gonna kind of do, this would be a really fun way to make clouds on your paper if you use the right colors, So, like I said, don't limit yourself. Let's just go for it and have some fun, see what we get. Let's see what comes out of this. I'm just doing some dark blue, of course, my favorite color first. And then I thought this red would look really, really pretty. So I'm going to bring that in between here. And we're just going to swirl it. Can you guys see me okay? I'm just making sure. Yeah, you're good. Okay. And we're gonna swirl this around. And don't worry if you have lines. We're gonna be using some dry wipes to rub this down and rub that eyeshadow really into the paper so that it won't come up. And then, also after you're done, I mean, you could probably try covering it with a spray varnish if you wanted to, something light, that's not gonna be changing your paper too much. Okay. Or you could do Mod Podge, I'm sure. If you rub it in good enough, I'm sure it would stay down. If you really wanted it sealed. I haven't tried that. All I've done is this. I did do this one earlier, and it came out pretty cool, except for I rubbed it before the ink dried on my stamp. So yeah, it would have been better if I hadn't done that. So I'm going to try this gold. Now this gold is a little bit different. It has some glitter in it. So we're going to see how the glitter takes to the paper. I mean, it'll probably rub off, of course, but see, make sure the eyeshadow, the pigment stays. Okay. Just go around through here and just bring in color into all the black areas. This is fun and super easy way to be creative. I mean, you could do anything. If you're really a totally awesome artist, you could go to town, And then we're gonna just begin to rub this in. And it takes off that excess pigment, but it also kind of blends out the color, okay, and brings them together. So, okay. Now, I don't know if you all are noticing it. I see it from right where I'm at, but where the gold hit, it didn't quite stay as much And I think that's probably that glitter in there. So I'm going to pull out this right here. And this is just a pigment eyeshadow, and I'm going to put some of it on. It's got a gold tone to it. It's not totally gold, but okay. I'll bring it around the edges here where I had the other. I think that glitter may have affected the way it held to the page. I was thinking it might, so. Okay, here. I'll bring a little more blue back in, just to make sure that it doesn't go away. And it can probably also be determined by what type of paper you use. This is that paper from Walmart in the craft department, and it does kind of have a sheen to it. So now I'm not pushing super hard, but what I am doing is firm and a light firmness. So I'm making sure to pull up that eyeshadow. See, it's starting to get lighter where it's not pulling anything off now. So, but I don't want to destroy my design either, but I want it to blend. So there we go. There's our first one. And that is a pretty cool background page, or background for a journal card, right? I'm gonna take a sip of my tea. I'm kind of excited about these because I've been meaning to do something, different with these eyeshadows forever. That's why I was gonna give them away to a friend of mine, her daughter, and then I never did. And I thought afterwards, I'm like, glad I didn't, because I really wanted to try to use them on something, and this might be one of my fun projects. So I'm gonna take one of my stamps, and I'm gonna grab, I think I'm gonna grab my gold here, ink, and I'm gonna ink up my stamp. Now make sure that your ink covers your stamp real well, of course. Okay. Without doing what I did here on the edge, I always press a little too hard and I get it on this edge, and then it ends up getting on my paper and messing up my stamp. I do that a lot. I don't know about you guys. I'm kind of heavy-handed when it comes to these. Anybody else? Make me feel better and tell me you are too. If I do it lightly, maybe I won't do that. Okay, we'll try. All right, and I'm just gonna kind of start right here and see how it comes out. Press nice and firm. Okay. And now we have, it didn't come out very dark. It's kind of light, but you can definitely see it in the background. Okay. Now if you're looking straight on it like I am, you can barely see it. Let me see here. I have these little stamps right here. I'm going to try. These are super wet. I just got them the other day. I think I think this is considered a gold. I don't know if it really is. Let's see if it's darker. I started to use the silver, but it won't really match at all. Now this particular ink is supposed to be really wet and needs time to dry. Like I said before, I did mess up the first one I did because I touched it, of course, right away, because I was like, ooh, I touched it way too soon. What I need is probably some of those really cool Versamark stamp. Oh, there we go. That's much better. That you can see much better. So this one is coming on, or going on a little more distinct than the first one. So this is my test run here on this card. I'm just kind of stamping around it. Even if I just stamp all over it, it won't matter, because I'm going to be covering it with some type of design anyway. So it's not going to be too big a deal if it's not perfect, because like we do, I'm going to be playing. And this is a good time to try one of my stamps, my clear stamps. I want to see, how about my favorite, this little guy here. I always use for my This stamp actually saves me when I make mistakes, and like when something doesn't look quite the way I want it to, I'll come on with this around the edges and cover things, and because this stamp is so pretty, it actually will draw the eye away from any mistakes that I've made. Does anyone else find that they have that perfect stamp that kind of saves the day for them? That's why the other day I had cut these apart, my first set of them, because I like using them like I am right now on corners and edges and stuff like that. And I went to Hobby Lobby the other day and I purchased a new one because I was like, yeah, I also like the whole picture, so I have 2 sets. But let's see here. Now I'm gonna wait. I'm not gonna touch it because I don't want to smudge it. But there you go. That's the first one. Let me see if you guys can see good. So that's the first one with florals as a backdrop. Okay. And I'm gonna go ahead and grab another. Let me cover my stamps here. I don't want my ink to dry out. I'm gonna go ahead and use another thing. And what I did with this was, this is 8.5 by 11, and I just went ahead and oops, I dropped it. I just went ahead and cut it with my paper cutter into quarters, okay? So let's see. Let's play with another color. Here we go. Let's use this. This is a light green. Let's try this one. I mean a brighter green is what I meant to say. Okay. And you know, these daubers can be washed, so it's not too big a deal that you're getting eyeshadow on them. I think it'll be fine. Let's see. Here's the pink. I like this pink. Let's do this one. Okay. Ooh, that one looks nice. Okay. I wonder how this bronze would come into play. We brought it in through the center here. Bronzy gold. I'm just, you know, trying stuff that is kind of random, but I think might look cool. And since those that pink and the gold came out of the same kit, I'm thinking that might look kind of cool. Maybe I'll tip over here, tip over here. And now let's take our dry wipe and start going over it to get it combined here. Get our blend going on and see what we come up with. What do you guys think? All right. How does that look? Is that light too bright for you guys? Let me, hold on one second. I'm going to pause this for just a second. Okay, I went ahead and moved that light. I was trying it in a new position, hoping it, you know, it would help, but I don't think it was helping. Well, if it wasn't, let me know. If you thought it was, let me know, because I can't see it on your end and tell exactly how it's appearing on the camera till I view it, you know, after I'm finished with the video. And I really hate deleting a video after I've recorded it, so go ahead and let me know what you think. Which position do you want it here in front? That was the way it was right now, or would you like it better from the side like I usually have it? Okay, so here we have, oh, this is a cool green. Check that out. That's nice. So I'm gonna set this aside for a second, and I will stamp it here in a minute. I'm going to pick out a stamp for it. But I wanted to do a couple more and see what I can come up with in these different colors. Okay. Oh my gosh, I have so many over here. Let me see here. Sheesh. You know, you buy these things and you don't end up, I mean, I don't know about you, but I never use up an entire eyeshadow ever, hardly. And you just don't really want to get rid of them either. This is similar, but it's more of a rust, so I'm going to give that one a try. I was trying for a brighter pink, but I'm not seeing, I mean, that one's kind of bright, but here's some pretty purples. Kind of broken up though. Look at that. Let's see if I can make, I am making a mess of myself. Can you see that? But it's fun. Okay, we're gonna try this purple here, see what it does. Let me see. I think that's kind of boring considering how distinct that is. I'm gonna cover that with a prettier color. So let me see here. Oh, you know what? Let me pull out real quick. Let me pull out other palettes here that I have. Let's see. Oopsie. That lid was broken. I didn't know it. I'm going to look in here. Okay. This one's got a pretty sunset color. Try. Okay, and then I had a purple one, didn't I? I'll use another one, I guess. I have a really dark purple here that has more of a pigment to it. See, you can see it better. Don't be afraid to, like I said, to just try whatever you come across that you think might look good together, because you never know what is going to work for you, you know? Okay. I was just dripping or dropping that powder into my waistband. I don't want it to be rubbed into everything else when I do the rubbing part of it. Nah, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna do this one over here. It's like a sapphire. Looks kind of like a huge bruise, I know. But I think it looks kind of cool once it's all put together. Go ahead and give this one a try. This is a really distinct rusty red. Ooh, that's really dark. Let's see. Okay. Now, let me get my wipe. And just start rubbing. I do think instead of swirling, I'm going to go back and forth this time and see how it does, if it does any better on. And again, I think this one could use, where'd that one go? Here. I'm going to use a little bit of this on there. Okay. Kind of in between to brighten it up a little bit, hopefully. This is all trial and error, guys. This is the first time I've sat down and done this before, so if any of you have done this before, let me know. Like I said, I had seen a lady doing stuff with eyeshadow. I don't remember exactly. I think she was making paints and stuff out of it. But yeah, at the time, I just remember thinking, oh, I could do, you know, I could just put it on some paper and give the paper that color. This one, I don't think I used the right colors, or maybe the eyeshadows aren't quite connecting to the paper as well, but I like this one better. I think that one turned out a little better. Maybe it's my colors I was trying to. I guess it's not that bad. Not when you really see it. I'm kind of in a bad angle, my lighting right here, because that light's shining down on me and I can't quite see as well, but when it was up above me, I thought it was a little bit too much, so I don't know. Eventually, we'll get it right. Let's try this green here. This is a really pretty. You know what? I'm going to use the green, and then I'll just wipe it off. You know, just switch it back and forth. I don't want to waste all my daubers. Okay. Or use them all up. Oh, that's pretty. Rub that in real nice. Now I have over here is, I wonder how a cream would do. This is not a metallic shadow, but let's just try. It's a yellow, and I want to see how it works. I have no idea if it'll work. Let me try rubbing it and see what it does, if it stays. Oh, it's staying. That's not so bad. So we'll do a little bit of yellow. How's that? Okay. Wipe this off. Let me see here. I'm looking to see what other. Actually, I think this teal. No, you know what I think I want to do is like a darker brown, and I'm not going to do these. These were a little. That's a little cheaper eyeshadow, of course. I'm going to use the little bit more expensive here and come in on it with a bronze color and see how that goes. Alright, let's do it. Let's do it to it and see what happens, guys. I hope that this one works out a little better. I like the colors. Oops, sorry. Okay. That bronze is almost has a cream, you know, to it. It's taken a minute to wipe it, to get it wiped down because of that. Okay, there we go. So what do you think of that one? That one's pretty cool. You know what I was thinking would be fun? Me and my this will be fun. Let's try this. I was actually thinking it would be kind of fun to possibly use one of my new powders and emboss on top of one of these. And this one is kind of calling to me, so I'm going to give it a shot. You guys are going to go with me, okay? I have no idea how it'll look, but I'm thinking it might look kind of cool. I'm just going to put some, do I want to use this one, or let me see. Let's see. Yeah, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to try this. Let's see. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. That's what happens when I'm doing things on the fly. Now I'm searching for my blog here. Okay, I had it. I know. Oh, here it is. Okay. Knew I had it. Sorry. I'm back with you. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get this nice and wet. And I'm gonna, ooh, I'm glad it fell right in the middle. Did you see that? I'm gonna press this. Oh gosh, I hope I didn't mess that up. I'm gonna press this down. Okay. I'm just seeing that you guys aren't seeing as much of it as I'd like. There we go. Okay, let's try this. Looks like it went on there pretty good, so let's get a piece of paper real quick. I have one right here because I decided to keep some next to me that I could use. And let's do this. I think if this works, it's going to be really pretty, actually. Here, I better wait and put this. Look at my desk. This is probably the messiest you've seen it. Okay, I'm having to really flick to get that, because you know that I think if you watched my video the other day, I'm going to go ahead and let this be on here because of the fact that at least then it's even. This particular embossing powder is super fine, and it does kind of stick and make your paper look absolutely beautiful, but you know, it doesn't just wipe off as easy as some of them. So I just really thought that this might look kind of pretty. The more we're doing this, I'm thinking that we need to try it on white paper or just, you know, regular paper. Okay, let's do it. I have no idea if this is going to even work, but it might not. It's something I think, like I said before, you're going to be able to see it, but it's going to be at when you look at it just right. I was hoping because this was so light that you'd be able to see it more readily, but not to say that it doesn't look pretty, because the embossing powder on top of the reflection of the eyeshadow is actually looking pretty cool. Oh, nice. That's not too bad. It's going to be pretty for a background card. Isn't embossing powder fun to watch? I just love it. It's so cool. Yes, I'm one of those people who can be entertained by shiny objects for hours. Obviously, there's a lot of us because it's pretty popular stuff. So, okay, yeah, you can't see it per se. You can at the right, there we go, at the right angle, it shows up. But look at how pretty that looks with that powder on top of, actually just probably sprinkling that powder on top of your paper, you know, like doing the powder on top, makes it look very vibrant. Let me see how much of it will rub off. Okay, I'm just checking because it does rub off. And it might make our design stand out a little more. Our words. Yeah, it is. It's rubbing off somewhat. There you go. Pretty background for a journal card though. It'll be nice to decorate on top of. Definitely. Now this one, I'm going to go back to stamping. These two have not been stamped yet, so let's pick a stamp. Let me see. Let's do okay. Boy, do I have a mess over here. But I hope I'm inspiring you guys to try something new with your stash, things that you just have on hand that you might not, even think about using for crafting, but that technically is perfect for crafting. I mean, I think we all have so many things in our house that we don't even know. And little by little, we're discovering those things, I'm going to do one of these. I love this corner stamp here. I'm going to do one of these corner stamps I have on this one. And then I'm going to frame it, and then I'll probably like put a picture in the center, and that'll be my journal card. So let me look here real quick and grab the right ink for this. I think probably this one's got some gold to it. I wish I had a better selection of like some opalescent inks and that kind of stuff. I'm gonna try this pink. I know it's probably gonna clash, but forgive me. I'm just trying it. Oh, you know what? Let's do silver. Let's do silver. We haven't tried silver. What did I do with the silver? It's here. Oh, Tara. I'm not used, see, I don't work well with this kind of mess. That's why you guys usually see my desk looking relatively neat because, well, I want it to look nice for you guys, but also I work better when here it is. I work better when I'm surrounded by neatness. Just because I can concentrate better. I know not everybody is like that, and it gets messy as you work. But when it gets to a certain point where I can't concentrate anymore, that's when you'll see me straighten it up again, Now, these are good little inks. However, like I said, they don't dry as fast as I'd like. But also they're so small. I just got them because they were a good price and I wanted a big selection and I thought they'd be cute. So I tried them. They were super cheap on Amazon if you're interested in them at all. So I'm going to go ahead and, oops, we're going to move that, or I won't be able to. I'm going to go it this way. And try to get this pressed down all the way. No, it didn't work. Look at that. Oh, you can't even really see it. I definitely need some better inks for this task. But as you can see, the job what we're doing, the premise of what we're doing does work. It really does give you a cool background. You can see it sorta, but that silver's not showing up as good as the original one I did. The gold showed up really well. Look, now it's dry. Yeah, now it's dry, and it looks really cute. So I guess I learned my lesson that this silver is not quite as vibrant as that gold. So that's all right. I'm not gonna worry about it. Lesson learned. It's a piece of paper. I can do it again. Like I said, I don't know. I don't get too attached. If I'm making something super special, I'm careful, but I don't get too attached because I know I can redo it, and not everything's gonna work. And especially on one of these videos, because this is, I'm trying this stuff in front of you guys so that you guys can get inspired and hopefully try it at home and have it work, even better for you, I hope. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this like this on this side and see if this gold will do good again for me, just for fun. And what I'll probably do when I use the card is I'll just decorate over that, and it'll just be poking out from under the pictures, you know, like I'll put a photo over here, and then I'll do maybe some collaging or even put some lace, and you'll see little flicks of silver, you know, with the wings and stuff, and that'll be fine. You know, it doesn't have to be perfect. There you go. See, the gold does work a little bit better. I mean, the silver's there, just not as good as I'd like. So yeah, the gold is definitely the better one for this particular play. So let's see, we did this one, and it got, as you can see, if you can see it now, it's a little more, yeah, it definitely would work though. Let's try it. I'm gonna do it again. We're gonna try it this time though with just some gold, and it's gonna be pretty, I promise. Just some regular gold, not my super fine, pretty embossing powder. We're just gonna use some fun gold. Okay, and I'm even gonna do the same stamp. I'm just gonna do the words. I like that idea. Okay, so hopefully this little thing will stick. Okay, go ahead and get it wet one more time. Okay, well, this time it's stuck good. I'm just going to try and get it as even in the middle there as I can. And press it all the way. Gosh, my fingers are just covered in eyeshadow. Sorry, they look awful. It's probably the worst they've looked in a long time. Okay, so now we have our stamp in the middle. We're going to put some gold, which we know. Oh, I did dodge it a little bit. It's okay. I'm not perfect. That's for darn sure. That is for sure. Okay, so what I am seeing with the eyeshadow as the backdrop, that you're going to definitely have to do a lot of tapping, because obviously the embossing powder sticks to it very well. So I'm going to do what I usually do. I'm going to grab my little brush here, and I'm going to go along and, you know, wipe it off like we do. I didn't do it with the other one because it's so fine and it looks so cool. But with the gold, it's a little thicker embossing powder, and it'll stick and really kind of make your design not look as good if it's on there. So just go around the edge, try to wipe it off as much as possible without touching those words. If you hold it to the side, you can kind of see where it still is. Yeah. There we go, that helped. Right. Okay, so I got most of it. I always put my embossing powder right back and seal it up. Okay. I have some purple embossing powder. I bet that would look pretty on here if it showed up. Oops, I'm so sorry for that sound. That was loud. Okay. Here we go. Let's go ahead and watch the magic happen. The gold. Now, as long as you don't double your stamp like I did, because I can see where I must have moved it just slightly when I was pressing it down. You know how that happens. But you get the idea. This is actually really pretty if it's done right. And it was just an afterthought. Mostly it was to do the stamping on there. I think a better ink would be like one of the opalescent inks, you know, that does like a really opal look, or like a Versamark ink is a good ink to use, I think. Yeah, I totally moved my stamp, but you guys get the gist, you get the point. I don't know if you can tell how it's doubling right through here. So yeah, I think probably stamping alone works better. Where's the first one I did? And there's this one. Then I did this one. And now this one would have turned out really pretty if I had not touched it. I smeared it. But it turned out to look really pretty cool. And I'm not seeing the first one we did. Where did I set it? Oh, here it is. Yeah, there's the first one we did. So you can see you've got your background and with the eyeshadow, and then your stamp on top, and it dried nice, and it's not coming off. And I can't tell right now because my hands are covered, but you can tell it's not, you know, it's not. So yeah, I hope you like this video, and I hope you will give this a try. It'd be a fun way to use your old eyeshadows, your inks and stamps, and possibly embossing powder if you can do a better job at it than me. But thank you so much for joining me today, and go use your stash instead of your cash, okay? And take care. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.